This is Owen McKendry for ESBR Boxing. Delighted to be joined by big Frazer Clarke here in Coventry tonight. Frazer, we've just watched Kieran Malloy, is successful. What did you make of his performance tonight?
Yeah, good performance, I'm sure he'll go and analyse it. There's good things he did, things he could do better. But this is the boxing game, no one's perfect. He's got to go back to the gym, he's got to work on things. He's got to, that's from the top to the bottom, from the littlest thing to the biggest thing, to the conditioning, the rounds. But, he should be proud of that. A good win, and like I say, a lot to reflect on, a lot to improve on, but also a lot of good things to take as well.
I think, like you say as well, obviously a standout amateur, a great amateur career. How important is it when transitioning, obviously you know yourself, to keep active, especially after solid 8 rounds like that? How important is it for Kieran to be active and out again soon?
It's about being active, no matter what kind of fight you are in the world, you got to be active, You get, no one's good sitting on the couch or doing nothing, even in the gym you can only do so much sparring, so much bag work. You want to be in the real thing under the lights, and that's what he's doing, which is great, man. The amateur thing, you have to leave it behind, unfortunately. It was great, and you'd have your medals and your mantelpiece, and it'd be good memories, but at the minute you have to leave that behind. You've got to learn the new game, which we're all trying to do.
Obviously someone that you know very well and are supporting. How Adam Smith at the press conference on Thursday spoke so highly of Kieran and his abilities. How far do you think he can go in the game?
Yeah, that's Adam's job. He has to speak these fighters up, and listen, I can only commend him for doing that, because Kieran has got a huge future. We got to take it one step at a time. We can't rush these things, and I think maybe Adam got carried away. He's talking about world champion, this and that. That's his ambition, definitely. But take it one step at a time. You don't want to put no more weight on these people than there already is. He's got higher expectations of himself. One step at a time, one fight at a time, and let's see improvement all the time. And then then you can start talking about smaller titles. Like I say, building blocks. But he's doing the right things, and that's what's important.
We'll move on to your neck of the woods, the heavyweights. September 21st, AJ Dubois, massive card, probably one of the best I've ever seen in my lifetime at Wembley. It's one of the biggest domestic dust-ups that we could probably have at that weight, obviously by yourself and Fabio Wardley too. What do you make of the fight from both men's perspective?
Yeah, there's some good fights happening, soon. Like you've got Derek and Joe soon, Joshua and Dubois. People love a British dust-up. People love a British heavyweight fight, and a domestic British heavyweight fight. It's fantastic for a world title. I've known both guys for a lot of years. I've seen them both at their journeys. They've both been different journeys. It's a London rivalry as well, but two Londoners. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good fight.
What did you make of the press conference? Obviously, AJ, it seems there's a spark inside him again. Obviously, reacted to Daniel saying "let's go." Said he was going to smash a chair across his face. Do you think that will play up much into the fight, or do you think that's not going to have any effect at all?
Nah, it's not having any effect. It's a few words in it. It's a few words 3 months before the fight. Who cares? This happens all the time. But I think if people didn't know, I've heard people saying, "Oh, the old AJ's back." Listen, Anthony's not the one to play with. Let me tell you, he's a real one. And if people talk stuff like that, he talks about picking a chair up. That's the way the world is, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? You can't talk shit like that. So I think Daniel was just a little bit in awe. The camera's in his face, a little bit nervous, and probably just said that. I don't think he was ever going to get to that. I can't see any reason why they'd have an actual problem with each other. They're going to earn a shitload of money, both of them. Thank you very much, mate. Do you know what I mean? But Daniel said what he said, and AJ said what he said. Kittens, really, innit?
And just a couple more from me before we move on to yourself. Tyson Fury, I'm not sure if you've seen the interview where he said Usyk was almost like an amateur in there. It was too easy for him. Do you think that's disrespectful on Usyk, or do you think that's just Fury trying to gloss over the loss?
Disrespectful. Tyson a lot worse to a lot more people, do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say he's that disrespectful. I think he didn't win the fight, so you can't say too much. But what I will say is he was doing so well. When he was doing well, he was doing really well. Just couldn't sustain it, but I'm interested in the rematch.
And then the final one from me, the big rematch we're all awaiting, yourself and Fabio Wardley. How close was that to being on the September 21st card, and when can we roughly expect, if you know?
Yeah, I think there was talks about it, and listen, I'm sure we'd love to have been on there, but at the minute it's a little bit up in the air, but the talks are going on. That's the most important thing, and hopefully we can get some business sorted soon.
Frazer, thank you so much. I look forward to that rematch.